component in the overview about the parking and the accident studies. So parking, it is a general term. Everybody is understanding where we are parking our vehicle. It might be the exclusive parking area will be there, or on the road, or wherever we are getting the site to park or the space, there we are parking our vehicle. But why we have to study about the parking? Yes, definitely the parking is creating a major issues in the traffic field. Probably the congestions are happening. Sometimes during the parking, the accidents also happening. So various parking issues are happening with respect to the parking, that is influencing the efficiency and the effective level of the given road network or the given urban corridor. So that is the reasons we need to study about the parking pattern and how the facilities is provided, how the changes are happening. So those understandings is required while we are examining how the systems are working in the field of parking. Basically, we used to park, the parallel parking used to happen, 30-degree parking, 45-degree, 90-degree, and the right angle parking. So this is the different type of the parking in the on street we have provided. Also, when it is coming to the off street, wherever we are getting the parking, there is a no parking base or the parking facilities. Wherever we are getting the proper facilities to park your two-wheeler or car, without any pattern, you are parking your vehicle. That is coming under the off-street parking. So basically, parking studies is an important parameters which need to uh, encourage the smooth flow of the given corridor, that depending upon the how we have parked our vehicle. Basically, it is the two type, on street and the off street parking. Due to the on street, nothing will happen. We are providing the proper facilities. But when we are doing the illegal parking, that is creating the congestions for the other vehicle, and many of the times we can able to see the accidents. So the small gap you are parking your vehicle, it may get the swipe in the wall or the another vehicle. If you are parking, there's a high chance of making a property damage related accident. Then the accelerations, decelerations behavior, it creating that environmental pollutions, obstructions to firefighting operations. So these are the some of the selected and the major issues due to the illegal parking, the effects are happening. So with that understanding why we need to perform that parking study, we will move to what are the parameters we are going to what we can say study it. Basically what it is happening in the sense, the parking how we are doing in the sense, okay, the meeting is recording, okay. So the parking, we are evaluating with respect to the different kind of the statistical parameter, like the parking volume, parking index, parking load, so that accumulations graph. So these are the technical terms we try to understand how the parking scenarios are there. Typically, we used to plot the graph. From the graph, we try to identify the different parameters. Example, you assume that this is the parking slot which having the three bays, bay 1, bay 2, bay 3. So this is the three bays we have. You assume that NIT, Tiruchirappalli city, maybe the civil department parking slot, we have the three bays, bays 1, bays 2, bays 3. And our survey hours is divided into the 50 minutes interval till 110 minutes. So almost it is a 2 hours durations. So every 15 minutes we are observing how the vehicle is occupied in that particular vehicle parking bay. So bay 1, in the first 15 minutes you are observing only one vehicle. So 15 minutes one vehicle it is plotted. Then the 30 minutes when you are observing first bay and the second bays are occupied, sorry, third bays are occupied, second one is empty. Two number of vehicles are observed during the 30 minutes interval. Then the 40 minutes, the first vehicle is already gone, only the second vehicle is there, which is occupied in the third bay. So here the number of vehicle is only one, according to that the graph is plotted. During the end of the 60 minutes, there is no vehicle is occupied in any of the bay. So that time 0 you are filling. And the 75th minute when you are observing, only one vehicle is observed. Then the 90 minutes, two vehicles are observed. 105, okay, basically one, two, three vehicles are occupied. Then 110, only one vehicle. So this is the way we are observing the parking interval will be defined by the us. So what way you want to analyze that particular vehicle in the parking slot. So likewise, when you are marking all the points and when you are trying to plot the line scattered plot, then line when you are plotting, that is considering as a parking accumulation curve. So basically the parking accumulation is defined as the number of vehicle parked at a given instant of time. Anytime 15 minutes or the 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So in that particular time, what will be the number of vehicle occupied in the given tree base? So that is explained as a parking accumulations. So that value when we are plotting, that is defining as an accumulation curve. From this, we will understand how the bays are occupied, how the given parking bays are effectively utilized. So those kind of that examinations point of view understanding we will be getting related to the parking studies. The next will be the parking volume. Parking volume is nothing but total number of the vehicle parked at a given durations of time. This does not account for the repetitions of vehicle. So 1 hour interval if you are observing for your survey durations. So how many number of the vehicles are parked in that particular durations, that is estimated as a parking volume. And sometimes the vehicles might be observed twice. Example, 1 hour in the 60 minute. Example, the blue color vehicle is observed twice, but it is considering as an only one vehicle. Then 30 minutes, 45th minutes, the brown color car, the way the car is what we can say, observed for the two intervals. But the volume when it is coming to, we are considering as an one. So totally the number of the vehicles within 60 minutes is observed as an two number of vehicle. And during the 110 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 vehicle is observed. So this is the way we can estimate the parking volume, which is nothing but the total number of the vehicle parked at a given durations of time, maybe the 1 hour or the 2 hours. So during that estimations, we cannot consider the repetitions of the vehicle in case you are divided your survey interval as 10 minutes or the 15 minutes. Then the parking load, it is estimated as an area under the accumulation curve. So this is the accumulation curve. So under this curve, what are the area? So this area is estimated as an parking load. So basically it is multiplying the number of the vehicle occupying the parking area at each time interval. So that is considering as an parking load. So this is the way we can explain with respect to the mathematical, but when it is coming to the large scale level, you plot the graph. From the graph, you try to highlight what is your parking load. Then another parameter, average parking durations. It is a straightforward. What is the average parking durations? That is estimated based on the parking load and the parking volume. So previously we know how to estimate the parking load from the accumulations area divided by the parking volume when you are putting. So you come to know what will be the parking durations. Then the parking turnover is nothing but parking volume divided by number of bays available. What will be the total number of the vehicles is observed during the 1 hour divided by 3 bays. 5 vehicles are observed, 3 bays are there totally. So what will be the value that is considering as a turnover? Then the parking index, basically it is using for analyze the efficiency level or how the provided bays are well occupied with respect to the vehicle in the parking aspect. So that can be estimated based on the parking index. So the parking index is nothing but the parking load divided by the parking capacity that can be estimated for the percentage that is measured as a parking index, because efficiency always will be in the percentage. So these are the statistical parameters. From that, different kind of the aspects we can learn how the parking is existing with respect to the given parking based facilities. So in the MTech level, you will be learning this problem as an experimental, and the next semester also you will be little bit elaborated manner with the examples problem. You will be learning all the statistical parameter. So with that understanding how the data has been collected, I shown that some of the graphs, the 15 minutes, how it is volumes are there, how that values are estimated. There is a two type of the surveys we used to conduct: in and out survey and the license plate survey. So in and out survey, what we are doing in the sense, this will be your parking area. So this is an entry, this will be the exit. So at what time you are entering and what time you are leaving. So what will be the number of the vehicle from the entry point and exit point, in and out basis, the parking will be studied. So inside the number of parking, you might be knowing what will be the number of the parking. So all the things we will be learning based on that in and out survey. So this will be the one way we can collect the data. The second will be their license plate method. So here manually we are standing and measuring. Else what we are doing in the sense, uh, the camera, CCTV or some of the sensors will be there that automatically detecting what is the license plate number of the vehicle and what they might be having. The base will be there, that entry exit the camera or the sensors will be there, then the programming will be there. So based on that license plate method, at what time the vehicles are occupied and how many hours it is occupied in that particular base, so that can be automatically estimated. So it can be both the surveys are conducted manually as well as the automatically. The concept is slightly differ in and out survey. So with respect to the typical vehicle numbers, we are estimating everything. In the license plate, we are exclusively capturing the plate, license plate, and we are matching the vehicle at what time entering and exit with respect to single vehicle. So that matching happening, so accordingly the times can be estimated. So this both surveys manually the people can go stand and conduct the survey. Yes, there is a lot of automatic ways are there to measure the things. So according to that we can measure it. So this is the way we can collect the parking data from your study location. Yes, so this is the overview about the parking. We try to learn why we want to conduct the parking study with respect to the different pattern of the parking and what the contribution is given from the various statistics parameters related to the parking. Finally, two type of the surveys we learn it how to collect the parking data. So this is the detail about the parking. So before moving to the accident studies, any doubt from the parking? Okay, if there is a no doubt, we will move to the next component, accident studies. So this will be the bit interesting and much needed topic. We can say the hot topic in the field of the traffic engineering, because everywhere we can able to see the accidents. Because of the accidents, what happened? A lot of losses are happening with respect to the cost, with respect to the human loss. So the different kind of the losses are happening due to the accidents, which need to be identified and solved immediately. So the necessity is high, the importance are more, and when it is coming to the research level, we are dealing with the real world problems, which giving the more scope to solve the issues high interesting manner. So as I mentioned that the traffic accidents are creating the property damages once the accidents happen between the two vehicles, definitely the property damage happen. The driver or the passenger injuries or the other casualties, death may happen due to the accident. So the main objective, we have to provide the safer road environment where we try to avoid the accident as much as possible. So for providing that safer facilities, we should know why the accidents happen, what will be the reasons for that particular accident, and what kind of the solutions we can able to provide to avoid that accident. So this is needed in this particular topic, and you will be exclusively studying traffic safety in the next semester. I'm just giving the foundations of that particular subject from this unit in this small component, which is nothing but accident studies. So the main objective of accident study is that you have to study what reasons that accidents are happening and what kind of the solutions we can provide it. From the accident data, we can evaluate the existing facilities, how the junctions are serving for the road users. More accidents are happening, then it is danger. According to that, the decisions can be taken. What kind of the proposed design we can provide to avoid that accident? Before after analysis we can conduct it. Accidents are happening at the junction, there is a no signal, you are providing the signal. Before signal how the accidents are there, after signal how the accidents are there, that can be studied. We can estimate the financial loss as well as that economical loss, how it is happening for the individual as well as the country. That can be elaborately studied as an objective of accidents. So this is the major objectives, and these are the major reason why the accidents are happening. Definitely I'm not covering much details because you are going to study 3 units accident study in the next semester. So I'm just giving that overview. The road uses, probably you are drinking driving behavior, alcohol consumptions, knowledge, lack of safety awareness, overspeeding, sleeping. So these are the some of the road users characteristics why the accidents are happening. Next will be the vehicle. So maybe the issues with the vehicle, the breakdown, some of the failure characteristics are happening with respect to the vehicle suddenly, right? So that may leads to the accident. Road and its conditions. There is a no need to define it. You know the typical Indian conditions, the existing road and how the maintenance are doing with respect to the existing road. That may be one of the reasons for that accident for the Indian scenario. Then the environmental factors. You might be asking how? Yes, definitely. Some of the time the rainy, due to the low visibilities, due to the dense rain, near the Himachal, the Kashmir and all, the dense area due to the fog. The Delhi, due to the pollution rate, the fog, it is giving the lesser sight visibility for the drivers. So those kind of the direct and that indirect environmental factors are giving the influencing for the road accident. So these are the four major reasons we can tell that why the accidents are happening for the typical roads, particularly for the Indian conditions. Once the road accidents happen, how we are studying or recording that particular data. Typically, you know that the data report has been classified with respect to the different categories, like what time it happened, who are the people involved, which locations the accidents are happened, what are the vehicles involved in that particular accident, what type of accidents, whether it's the head-on collisions or the side swipe, what is the road conditions and the traffic conditions when that particular accident happened. Actually, what is the prime reason, whether the drinking alcohol behavior or the overspeeding, any issues with the road condition, what will be the primary cause, so that can be collected. Finally, what is the cost loss happen due to the particular accident. So all this general, the data has been collected when one accidents happen. Then all the data can be reported as a report by the local police authorities. Then that file can be saved as a document, or we can plot as a graph or some of the simple. So when vehicle to pedestrians accidents happen, this might be the simple for the fatal, the loss happened. There is a no fatal, then this will be the non-fatal. Vehicle to vehicle accident, this is the symbol for the fatal, and this will be the for the non-fatal. Fatal in the sense the death might be happen. So this is the way, once the data has been classified, the data can be collected, then it is reported to the police authorities, then the record has been maintained as a file or the map. Once the map are and the details are ready, you try to plot the different type of the diagram to represent that particular accident. The diagram can be classified into two diagrams, conditions diagram and the collisions diagram. Condition diagrams we are drawing with respect to the scale of the all the physical conditions. So 1 meter in the sense that can be replicated or the represented in the conditions diagram. So the infrastructural or the physical conditions of the road, including the accidents, can be plotted in a diagram, and if you are showing with respect to the scale, that is defining as a condition diagram. When it is collision diagram, there is a no scaling, and mainly we are indicating what type of the accident can happen. Example, if this is the things, this is a head-on collision. If this is the things, if you want to represent, this is head-on, and this is the rear end collision. So likewise, we can define what type of the accident. That is the things I have explained here in the collisions and the conditions diagram. So the junctions are drawn with respect to the dimension. It might be the 7.5 meter. The turning radius with respect to the visibility, it is provided. So the geometric characteristics, it is given as in a conditions diagram. The collision diagram also we have provided, like this is the rear end collisions, side swipe, out of control, fatal accident. This means dark marking if you are giving the fatal accident. Only the round if you are providing, then it is injury. So this is the way we can define with respect to the different collisions and the conditions diagram in a single figure. This is the accident, maybe the BHL junction, it is there. In that junctions, you want to show the collisions and the conditions diagram for the past 1 year data. So that can be explained in this particular diagram. So this is the way we can represent the data what you have collected with respect to the accident of that particular locations or the city. Then you do different kind of the investigations, like what type of the accidents, how it is happened. You may perform some of the test like the driver test, if you consume the alcohol, the breath analyzer test, your eyes test, skid resistant test, vehicle test. So the different type of the testings we can conduct with respect to the collected data. Also you perform what kind of the cost analysis, how much loss it has happened. When you want to propose some of the solutions, how it is benefited. So all the things we can perform or we can investigate related to the accident. And this is the final conclusions, which is nothing but what kind of the measurement we can provide to avoid the accident. There is a 3 E's in this subject. There is a 5 E's, but in your subject you study about the 3 E's: engineering, enforcement, and educations. So once the accidents are happened, to reduce that accident, first you try to provide the solutions related to the engineering aspect. If the traffic signal is not working, we have to maintain it, engineering aspect. There is a no median, you can provide the median. There is a no proper road lane, you can try to increase the road lane and you will provide the widened road infrastructure. So complete related to the engineering, or we can say as the technical scientific related solutions, if you want to implement it, that is considering as an preventive measurement related to the engineering with the aim of solving the accident. The second will be the enforcement. It is a law only. You have to provide the speed limit, policeman you have to provide, or you increase the fine. No helmet means what is the fine? Seat belt, over speeding. So all the increase the revise the fines. Law and enforcement will be little bit strict. Continuous medical check you can perform for the public transportations drivers or the truck drivers. With respect to the government or the private organizations, even the individual also check his eyes test in the regular manner, the reaction time. Then the training and supervision. So Tiruchi, if you want to get the license plate, you have to go for the proper training. So one day training it is happening with respect to the simulator and the small demonstration. So this is happening for the Tiruchi and some more cities with the help of the government and the private organization. So those kind of that enforcement we have to provide, and that educations also you have to give for the road users, maybe the school or the college level, during the license time, during the renewal of the license, or while purchasing the new vehicle. So the educations will be the third E, where we can give the instructions how to utilize the road facilities, how to drive on the road for the given conditions to avoid the accident. So this is the three major measures. So here I'm concluding the today's session, the second component, accident studies. Since it is easy and understandable and the most familiar real world problem which we used to see in the newspaper and the TV, and some of them experienced personally also. So why the accidents are happening, what the contribution is given from the engineering aspect, how or what are the data need to be collected, and what way we can prepare the report. Once you collected and formatted the report, what way we can represent the file or the map format. Under that collisions and the conditions diagram with and the without scale, we try to learn it. Finally, we learn how to provide or what are the solutions we can provide to avoid this accident with respect to the 3 E's, so that we have covered. So today we are concluding our first component, traffic characteristics, the four major characteristics: the speed, volume, parking, and the accident. Four we have covered. It is a vast area. So each component master level you are studying with respect to the individual unit. in the field of the transportation engineering. But in a one unit, that to one component we have a given for you. That is the reasons we have a covered in the macro level. I hope you will be getting the basics of all these four major parameter, and the based on the interest the next semester all this parameter you will be studying in the micro level in your elective subject traffic engineering and the safety. So any doubt from the today's sessions related to the parking and accident study, student? Okay, if there is no doubt, we will wind up the today's session. Probably upcoming factors and all, it is a small factors only. We will cover earliest probably next 2 to 3 sessions. I will try to cover all these small components in the upcoming classes. So thank you everyone. See you next Monday.